Hi everyone, welcome back to the Defibus where we talk about everything crypto and DeFi related. Recently, this project called Universe or Universe Money, which is a node project where you can purchase the NFT in order to get stable APR returns, recently crashed more than 70%.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
So I'll be giving you my thoughts on whether this is a rug pull, was it a scam, and who was involved. So with that being said, let's get in the video.
I'll have to ask my accountant about that.
Looking at the 7-day chart, you can see on 25th April that the price of Universe crashed tremendously. And from what I gathered from my research, someone from the inside managed to mint an additional amount of liquidity in order to crash the price of Universe and rug the platform. And this is very unfortunate, and I feel quite empathetic towards all those who have lost their money. And I'm putting out this video as well in order to give you some tips in order to how to see whether projects have rug pull potential or not. And one of this first line of defense is to take a look at their smart contracts and their audit reports. First of all, it doesn't mean that if a platform is audited, it means that everything is safe and solid. Most of the time, you have to do your own due diligence and look through the project and see if any of these red flags are clashing with your values. So let me give you some example. So first off, here is the Solidity Finance Audit Report with Universe. As you can see from the contract overview, here are some red flags that caught my eye. So first off, they state the owner may withdraw all of the AVAX tokens in the contract at any time. And there's so many of this. The owner may update, swap, and liquefy threshold at any time, reset number of bought tokens for account at any time, update the wallet limit to any non-zero value at any time. And if you scroll further down, you can see that Solidity did give a vulnerability category of centralization of control as a warning. And they do claim that the owner may pause the Planet Manager upgradable contract in order to disable all functionality. And if the owners of these projects do want to rug pull you, this is definitely a huge concern. So how do you discern this? Because if you are familiar with other platforms like Titano, their V1 contract had similar issues and had similar centralization problems. So the onus is on the developer of the project. And do you really trust the person who's handling all the money? So if you can trust the person, or if you feel like you do trust the person, like in Titano's case, so far they haven't rugged. So hopefully that remains the same, as I believe that Titano is a really solid project with really good utility. But that's because I trust the developers. But in this case, can you trust the developer to have this sort of centralization control? And if your answer is no, then my advice would be not to invest in these kind of projects. And this is what happened in Universe, because the developer, and I think his or her name was Kathy, he or she was able to rug the project. If we take a look at the contract balance right now for Universe, you can see that it's zero. It's been absolutely drained. And looking at some articles, as what I mentioned, the contract of the project was here with an exploit that allowed the person to mint unlimited Universe tokens in order to drain the whole liquidity and thus crashing the price by over 99%. And there was a lot of commotion on Twitter because lots of people didn't know if this was a rug pull or was it nearly an exploit, because the main developer, Defibus, mentioned that he or she was surprised and shocked with the exploit. However, as I was digging into more research, you can clearly see, if I click on number 1, the website is now taken down. The white paper, they're all taken down. The Twitter account is all taken down. And the Twitter account of the developer is taken down as well. So to me, this looks like a rug pull by the developer itself. And to make matters even worse, there are a few moderators who came out and called Defibus out and claiming that he or she is a liar, a thief, and a fraud. And these moderators claim that they weren't paid. So if you ask me, I think if you have insiders blowing the whistle on their developers, this really does not shed a good light on the developers as well. And we have one more by OG Snowbound, who is also claiming that Defibus is lying through the screen. So, this really makes me very skeptical of this project, and I'm sorry to say, but if you ask me on my personal opinion, I do feel that Universe was rugged. And once again, this is very sad news. I think not only for the people in the protocol itself, but for the wider landscape of DeFi. We can see that an estimated 2.8 billion was lost due to rug pulls last year, and this really does not put DeFi on a good pedestal. And like for myself, I've already been involved in many exploits, and it really sucks when you lose money, especially when it's your own hard-earned money. And one indicator that really looks pessimistic to me right now is that you can see that in 2020 DeFi was booming, it was exploding. However, the total value locked has started to flatline, and it reached a high in 2021 of around $250 billion. Right now, the money in DeFi is stagnating around $200 odd billion. This is really not good, because if we believe DeFi is the future, we will want to see more money coming in from the traditional finance industries into decentralized finance. And honestly, I still do believe in DeFi. I feel like it is the future. It is the place where every citizen and every human being can make money without having the regulations of traditional oversight. But if rug pulls like this and exploits continue to happen, I don't think that DeFi will be able to thrive, because people will lose faith in the protocol and in DeFi in general, because people hate to lose money. So I do hope that platforms on DeFi start to get more secure, because if this keeps happening, I don't see the total value locked in DeFi rising and exploding exponentially like what everyone has been predicting DeFi to do. And these rug pulls definitely need to stop happening. I mean, I know it's impossible to make them stop happening, but I do hope that more legitimate projects start coming up and people continue investing wisely, so that we can help to grow this space and grow DeFi as a whole, and show the world what kind of potential DeFi has when there's no exploits, when there's no rugs. So yes, this will be the end of my video. Please do leave a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts about what you think about Universe, whether it was a rug or not, and your overall thoughts on DeFi. Do you feel like there is still potential for it to grow or not? With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.
I'm in my mum's
Bus.
broom. Get out, Mick!
Bus.
Aww.